Hi guys. Okay. I'm going to set the tone for this by just asking how many of you have seen their brilliant film. Have you seen Maharaj? Lots of hands. And even those of you who haven't seen the film, we'll try and make it relevant for you. Yeah? If you haven't, you're really living under a rock. You ought to go and watch it. Don't leave right now. But later in the day, it's still streaming on Netflix. It's raking in all the accolades up on the charts. And as you would know, Sid has directed the film. Shalini and Junaid have done a stellar job as the lead pair of the movie. Junaid, I want to start with you. And really, one would expect somebody of your stature. By stature, I say, I mean, you're a self-deprecating man, but I've seen plays of yours. You've done some time in the theater. Were there enough people trying to recommend that you do a rom-com as your first film? And if so, how many naysayers were there when you said you want to do a very, socially relevant, serious film like Maharaj?
Well, actually, there weren't that many people giving me so many opinions at that point. But no, actually, I don't think anybody really said that. I think Dad at one point was a bit. He was like, "Are you sure you want to be doing this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm definitely sure I want to be doing this." But no, I don't think, at least in my immediate circle, there were that many people who had. But also, it wasn't a film that was announced at that point. It wasn't being publicly discussed at that point. We were still in the middle of COVID. We're talking about February and March of 2020. So I think generally we had other things that were taking up our mind space.
Or we come to dunya mein.
So the fact that at that point we were doing the film itself, because Yash Raj throughout was like, look, we will be making this film. Whenever we can shoot it, we are making this film. So that gives you a lot of confidence. We were all out of, most people were not working at that point, didn't know when they would work again. And through all of that, Yash Raj was like, look, at some point, whenever in the future, we will be shooting again. Aur tab hum log ye film bana rahe. So that gives a lot of, a lot of confidence.
Shalini, many congratulations. Like I said, you've done such a great job on this one.
Thank you.
The fact that she has such an interesting arc, your character. I mean, it's no spoiler to say that, she loves Karsan, which is Junaid's character. At some point of time, societal pressures take over, but there is retribution. She realizes her mistakes. And that in itself must have been very heartwarming for you at a script stage, saying, wow, a character that has this wide, overreaching arc. Talk about that. And were you a little nervous or apprehensive about some of the intimate scenes that you have with Jaideep Ahlawat?
Well, I have to go back, really go back. We've shot it long back. I'm just trying to think what all I felt. So when I read the script, actually when I got narrated, Sid sir was there. And when they narrated me the script, I genuinely enjoyed the narration. I liked the script. And also, as Junaid said, we were not, a lot of people were not working, and it was the time of lockdown, so I was just happy that they were making this and I was getting casted for this. So I went on with that excitement. But yes, when we were doing some table reads and when we would discuss the arc of the character and Kishori, so now Kishori and I are completely polar opposites. My intuition is really strong as a human, and I've always had that, is what I feel. But Kishori's intuition kicks in a little later, and that's a different character altogether. That's a different era. But to just be able to think that I would have to believe that and humanize her and not judge her, and also cut my own instincts and play it, was pretty interesting. It's not the character that I had played till now or thought of. It was so weirdly different from me and her beliefs, and with full conviction does she believe in that belief. So that was very interesting for me itself.
And the intimacy didn't throw you off.
Not really. When
Though I have to say that Sid has shot it so
He
aesthetically
exactly.
and beautifully.
So
Yeah.
I remember, when I heard the script, I don't think of it like, of course, if I'm reading the script and if I'm hearing it, if I feel a little bit of apprehension, then is when I discuss. If I don't, then it works for me. But then I remember before doing the scene, I had gone to Sid sir and asked that, sir, I'm slightly nervous because it's now dawning on me that it's the situation that's happening in this scene is also overwhelming, right? It's chilling. So I had asked him that I don't know, but like how we're going to shoot this. And he made sure and he told me that it's going to only look beautifully, aesthetically beautiful. And considering whatever the dichotomy of that situation is, and I saw it and it made all sense. So I have to give it to him, I have to give it to Rajiv sir, I have to give it to my co-actors, to Jaideep, to everyone to be contributing into making that normal and easy and safe for me.
Nice. Sid, there are directors who undertake projects with a large amount of research involved, which is what Maharaj is. And there are directors who will do that research and also insist that their actors partake in soaking in some of that research. Is it okay for you, only for you to do research and pass it on to them? Or are you the kind to insist that maybe Junaid, Shalini, other cast members, Jaideep, also do their fair share of research?
See, as a director, I'm supposed to get them into the character because that character is something which me and my writers are living before they come in. So as much as data I can give them to educate them about the character, I do that. I give it to them. And as a director, I'm supposed to be there to ensure that they do their part as actors, but are within the daira of the character. Because those are things which I have ingrained along with Sneha and Vipul, the entire team. So yeah, Junaid did his fair bit of research on Karsan, whatever he could find. On Kishori, there was not much available, so between Vipul, Sneha, me, and she is it happens because of her. The entire conflict, Junaid is put into action because Karsan's put into action because what happens with Kishori. So also she represents that blind-faithed society who realizes that, blind faith is not the answer for everything. So to get her to the point of understanding what Kishori is, because Sharvari's character is radically opposite. So we had to demarcate those things. So that's where, whatever we can give them to educate them and put them in that, the camera catches everything. So it'll become more effective if they know exactly what they are and how they can play it. Then they're actors, they'll add their own personality to it.
I did no research. I was just thinking. I literally went on blind faith.
You just went on instinct and blind faith.
No, because as he said, there was not much research, and I was dependent on my director and my writer and my co-actors.
Why it's really important for all of us to see this film is because it's about a very important phase of our birth as a nation, which is a phase when there was social reform. And there are people like Dadabhai Nauroji, people like Junaid's character in the film, which is Karsan, who went about making very strong statements, writing very strong articles in the press about, the grip that Babajis have over us, why widow remarriage and widow rehabilitation was so important, things that India had not questioned before. And in that aspect, Junaid, you knew that a subject like this would cause some kind of conversation in society. When you're in the movies, let's say a couple of decades, you develop a bit of a thick skin, like it or not. So you take criticism with a pinch of salt, but when you're a newcomer, it's all fresh. Sometimes it can be a sensory overload. For you, it's a little less so because you're not on social media. But nevertheless, the fact that there was going to be some kind of repercussion or conversation or controversy around the film, did that upset you? Did that throw you off? And how did you handle it?
No, I don't think so. I think, no, in the sense, I think that if a film like this did not create certain conversations, then, it's just gone unnoticed. I think at least I, for one, I think I knew what I was signing up for. So yeah, I mean, I think when we were, I mean, I don't know about Sid sir and Shalini, but yeah, it was not a film that, I mean, it had to be given due thought before getting into it. So yeah, I don't think it was, I don't think it surprised me that there was a certain amount of, but I mean, I guess it's a film that's meant to create a conversation and create a dialogue in society, which I think it's kind of done a little bit at least. So yeah, I'm glad.
I'd like you to add on to that. Shalini, he made a very valid point. He said, you know, irrespective of whether there was controversy or not, there were conversations.
Yeah.
And that was very important for him. To talk about that, I mean, for you too, being a relative newcomer to the movies, going through conversations about it, sometimes being trolled.
As he said, like when I heard it, I knew it for what it was, and it's an important film. It's a very powerful. All the characters are really powerful. Even Kishori, to go through that, for me also to understand why she would, and then also to know that these things have happened, still happen. It's just, and that is why then Karsan takes that, goes and does that court case and all of that. And to go through that, as he said, it has to stir conversations. And if it didn't do that, then I mean, we all know that also trolling, controversies, everything comes, debates, discussions, happens with that. But I feel this is a film that would cause and stir that. So if it didn't happen, it would be a little surprising. But that was, we knew that this would be a thing.
Sid, you've crafted some scenes in such a beautiful manner. In particular, the courtroom scenes at the end. You know, they're really the work of a master craftsman. Very proud of you, the way you've gone about it. Those involve lots of monologues by Junaid.
Yeah.
Given that, you know, he was raw and he came to you, you know, as his first-time director, handling him, doing all of that, in front of a seasoned campaigner like Jaideep Ahlawat, you know, who's been to the theatre school, film school, who has an incredible body of work in front of him. So talk about that. Talk about how Junaid came through in terms of the performance.
So because Junaid is already a theatre actor and he's already done theatre, that helped me a lot. Also, both my writers are playwrights. The time during COVID, we almost read the film, the entire script, almost for a year. I think Monday to Sunday, Sundays included. Shalini read with us, Sharvari read with us, Jaideep read with us to find the balance of Maharaj, because he would only be smiling and we were like, this is how I see you. And so for Junaid, even naturally, like you've correctly pointed out, an 8-minute monologue, actually it was an 8-minute monologue which was then cut down to 6. But he gave it in one take on set. He gave it in one take, and that's pretty much, I mean, if I show you the making, if I ever can show you that making the day, it was a proud moment, a proud papa moment for me, because everybody was clapping for him. But he had rehearsed it, he knew the pauses, and there's a lot of, he's speaking to different people at different times in that speech. So it's a very tough monologue. But I think the rehearsal and the hard work and dedication that he put in, that has paid off in the right way. Also, adding to your question to Junaid and Shalini, Karsan Das, how many people know existed in 1852? How we talk about women empowerment today. We're talking about films that are about women empowerment, women, Me Too movement. Here was a man fighting for a Me Too movement in a way, or in 1852. He was fighting to protect the rights of women, fighting for widow remarriage, to stop sati. Here was a very progressive man in a society that believed that what you are doing is absolutely not progressive. So this story had to be told, and then he stands up against someone who's actually the ruler of Bombay. And it's a true story. So when you Google Maharaj libel case, you can download the entire court case for free. You'll get the entire ruling note. So this is a story, I think this man is an unsung hero, and this story was very important to be told.
Okay, I've just been told in my earpiece that we've got to wrap, so the last question has got to be to Junaid. That monologue Did you spend a sleepless night before it? Or was it gradually, I'm going to do a few lines every single day so that when D-Day comes, I'm going to have this pat?
No. I think I had it pat much before. We had a lot of time to rehearse. The monologue was not something that was scaring me so much. I mean, my Western theatre education teaches you monologues quite a bit, actually. So, like how to graph them and how to layer them. What did scare me a lot and what I spent many sleepless nights over was the dancing. Now that was rough. The monologue was like, I'm like, okay, this is my bread and butter. I've got this. The dancing, on the other hand,
Shalini,
those
what would you
were
give him out of 10
4
for his
days.
dancing?
Yeah, I think we should see the BTS. Someone should release it.
I would give him a high 7. I don't know about
Yeah,
the
he's very
BTS.
good.
I would give the editors a 12 on 10. I mean, they were spot on.
Wonderful. It really is. Even though it talks about serious social things, it is a colorful film. Go watch it, Maharaj, on Netflix. Siddharth P. Malhotra, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Shalini Panday, Junaid Khan, my name is Hrishikesh. Thank you very much. Over to Prerna.
Hi, excellent conversation. I really didn't want this to end, but can we please put our hands up together again for Hrishikesh for actually just curating like the best questions in town. Junaid, very, very sorry for your loss, but I'm so glad that you're here. We really want to know more about you. Quickly, I'm going to ask you, there is going to be a word that I throw at you and you're supposed to say whether you like this less or you like it more. Yeah, for example, if I had to say flowers, less or more.
Okay.
Yeah, okay?
Okay, yeah.
All right, okay. Can we please clap for Junaid quickly? Thank you. Okay. Ice cream?
More.
Monsoon?
More.
Watching a movie on your day off?
More.
I think I know the answer to this one. Dancing?
Oh, no. No.
All right. Can we please clap for Junaid? Thank you so much. Now, this one's for all of you, Siddharth, and for Shalini, and for you, Junaid. सबसे पहला सवाल आपके लिए है, Siddharth. What's the funniest way you've ever used a pillow? Do you get into pillow fights at all? Is pillow fight a thing?
Funniest way I've ever used a pillow.
Yeah. If it's inappropriate, you may not want to answer it. That's absolutely okay. And we won't discuss this here. Maybe this is not...
The expression says it all.
I think you should word it. I think you should definitely reply.
That's a Maharaj expression. That's
Really?
amazing. Thank you. Is there anything that you want to add to? Are you a pillow fight lover? Do you like pillow fights at all?
Do I like pillow fights? No. I'm
You
a
just
teddy bear.
fight.
I'm a teddy bear. I'm happy with.
Shalini, this one's for you. If your pillow could talk, what do you think it would say about your sleeping habit?
Wow. It's a very difficult question. I don't know. I revolve. I keep moving.
You're a clock.
Yeah. I need the bed to myself with me and my 2 dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kicks and things. And
Yeah.
then
We
back to
3 of us kicks each
Superb.
other. So
Superb.
What will happen when the husband comes in?
yeah.
The dogs are like, nahi, kaun hai ye aadmi? And Shalini is like, kaun hai ye aadmi? This is my bed. This is how I want it. Can we please clap for Shalini as well, guys? Yeah, aapke liye, Junaid. How do you relax your feet after a long day of shooting?
Relax my feet.
Relax your feet after a long day of shooting.
I don't think I've really thought about my feet so much. I
I'm-
know I'm
okay,
old.
so-
I'm not that old.
If I had to force you, would you like put it in a nice bucket of warm water, or would you like to have a feet spa? What exactly do you think?
I don't really do much for my...
Listen, we've gotten Junaid wrong. Thank you, Junaid, for this very lovely answer. Can we please have some hampers from Frido for Siddharth, Shalini, and Junaid? Thank you very much. Junaid, what dessert would you take on a desert island?
What dessert would I take on
What dessert would you take on a deserted island? Like, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was desert island. I would be like, I would take every dessert. I
I am on that
against
island.
desserts.
Could be a person.
Just because Sid sir was pulling your leg, huh?
Just because! Junaid,
Just
come on.
because. I would chane ka halwa.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Superb. Sweet. Shalini, what about you?
Same.
Yeah.
Same question.
You don't want the same question? I can ask you, what is your ultimate guilty pleasure? Dessert-wise.
I actually eat when I want to. I eat whatever I want to. I genuinely do. So there's
There
no
is no
guilty
mithai
pleasure.
that you feel like, no, I can't have this right now?
Never.
No.
I don't think I am like that.
No.
I eat when I want to.
शालिनी के लिए तालियां और शालिनी और जुनैद के लिए स्मूल की तरफ से हैम्पर्स और सबके लिए तालियां ऋषि can you please give the plaques to each of them? Thank you.